Hi, my husband and I moved here in 1978 when this was a Democratic state. And he was hired at East Tennessee State University. And I'm not exactly sure of the exact figures, but my understanding was that the public funding for public universities was about 80% from the state and 20% from the students. That's what they pay. It's completely reversed now. It's like 20% from the state, if it's that much right now, and 80% from the students who attend. And with the cuts at the federal level for a lot of the programs that help students attend universities, I'm just wondering if you have thought about what kind of plan could be put in place for the public universities.
Have I thought about it? Y'all, I gotta put 3 kids through college. I got one that's going in 3 years. We drove around UT's campus today. You know, I think there's multiple things that we can do. We can obviously invest more in our public universities, but we need to make sure that when we invest, it's not going to a big fancy locker room and that it's going to help students who can't afford it. So I think there's definitely ways and places that we can do that. I also would like to, say that we can encourage work study. I did work study when I was in college. I took notes for people who had disabilities. It was great because I'm such a nerd. That meant I got to take a class without having to take a test. But I know, I'm a giant nerd, people. But I also think now that that job must be obsolete because they can just put a phone out and record and it'll turn into notes for them and then probably highlight and bold and all that. But I loved that job. But there are work study programs. I should also say college isn't for everybody. And so we need to make sure we're supporting the people that need to have apprenticeships, especially with our unions, so they can learn a trade where they can join a union and get benefits and a good paying job. I also, if you go to my website, you'll see in part of my education platform is to support a public service year. So the idea is if you're giving back to your community in some way, whether it's a library worker or a firefighter, and that's your entry into this, you're learning on the job, then I want to be able to give you funds to help live. Thanks for bringing the fellas out tonight. Aww. My favorite fan group just left. You know, my favorite thing to do is guess kids' ages. I'm getting to be like a carny at it.